How did the transition happen to Paraguay? Why leave Costa Rica behind?
So I left Costa Rica behind because COVID hit,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to go back home because we didn't know what was going on, right? And the business, I had closed up the business and everything because, like I said, that year there was a lot of businesses had closed, and all of a sudden also COVID hit. So it wasn't like the best time to be doing anything there. And then I went back to Canada, and I ended up, I wasn't expecting to stay that long in Canada. So that's why the first chance I got to leave,
Mm-hmm.
I left.
Yeah, actually, that must have been very, very weird, no? I mean, going back to the country where you kind of cut ties with, I guess, I mean, we can say that.
I've cut ties with now, for
Right,
sure.
right.
Like even legally,
Mhm.
cut ties mostly. But one thing I realized when the first time that I went back to Canada just to visit is that I could feel how dense it was there. It's a weird feeling.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like the energy was more dense. Like you can tell how everybody is sort of down and stressed and all of that. And I really enjoyed being in different countries where people were sort of more positive, more
Mhm.
happy, like having a life and everything. You can just feel the difference. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I really like that. But anyway, so I ended up staying in Canada for a little longer because I had met someone in Costa Rica, and then we went together to Canada. And so we were like working on building sort of a life there. Wasn't really my best plan because I love to be not listen. There's nothing wrong with Canada, okay?
Okay.
Canada is a wonderful country. I just want to put this out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Canada is a wonderful country. I mean, shoot, my parents brought us there for a reason,
Okay.
It's definitely better than being in a war-ridden country.
Mhm.
But I never got used to the cold, and I just didn't feel like I was living much of a life there. I'm very grateful that I was able to go to school, to get good paying jobs, to like all of those things. Amazing. The best friends I have in the world are there, and so it's great. My family is still there.
Mhm.
But I always knew that I wanted to live somewhere where the sun shines more.
Right.
So it's always Latin America so far, especially that like I'm fluent in Spanish and it's easy for me to get around. It's easy for me to do business and meet people, etc. So yeah, I knew as soon as Nicola had told me, hey, you want to go to Paraguay and check it out? I said, yeah, why not? Like
Okay.
I'm done, I have nothing to lose. I had a really good job before I came here, but it like I didn't feel fulfilled.
Mhm.
And I knew that I wanted to do more. And I know that like it's not to say that the grass is always greener on the other side, but it kind of is.
Okay.
It kind of is,
Right.
especially when there's sun shining on it.
Yeah.
But I just really wanted to go do something new. Like that wasn't it for me. I really wanted to go and go back into that whole being an entrepreneur thing because doing the same thing over and over and over and a job that wasn't very fulfilling was not my thing. Yeah.
Okay. So,
When you're like destined for more, you just don't
yeah.
know what that is. You go
Yeah.
find out.
Yeah. So it feels like you didn't think, or you were convinced that you can't just build up that fulfillment there, like in Canada, in those
Yeah.
circumstances.
Yeah,
Is
no.
that-
There's no okay, I hate to say this because I know other people do have great lives in Canada. Like some of my friends are always with their friends, but my closest friends, again, I always speak from my own experience.
Sure.
We all live very far and we all have very different lives and different lifestyles. So for us to even see each other is kind of hard. It's like we might see each other maybe a few times a year, if that. Whereas here, I'm constantly out with
Yeah.
people, friends, networking, going out, making business, and just interacting with everyone. I like that. I don't have that there, especially that I was working from home on top of that. So it was like even worse.
Right.
So
Right.
I feel like I'm having a life now, and that's a big, big thing for me.
And this time around coming to Paraguay, did you do your research? Going back to the question.
Let's see. Did I do my research?
More or I don't know.
No, because here's the thing.
I guess you trusted
We
your
did. I did the
friend.
research by coming here and checking it out and
Okay.
realizing that there are actual opportunities and there are people that I want to be around, like to learn from or to interact with or to do business with and all of that. Yes, in
Mhm.
that sense. But it wasn't like I did research for like exactly what I wanted to do because I actually thought that I would come here and do trading instead.
Mhm.
But I got into property management again, which I mean I have the experience, so it makes sense. But it's like there's just such a big opportunity here right now that it would just be dumb
Not to get
not to get
interested.
into
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree, 100%.
So
Yeah.
now I'm trying to do both things, but it's taken a whole lot of my focus, and it's just been really exciting.
Mhm.
It's been like I'm a lot happier
Yeah.
a
For
lot
sure, for
happier
sure,
than I was in Canada, that's
for
for
sure.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Again, I love Canada. Great place. It's not for me right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you ever go back?
I would. I mean, my family's there. I'm hoping to go back for Christmas for sure.
But
I don't
to
know if I want
live,
to. Yeah.
like let's say if you would have the same or similar, obviously not the same, but a
Mm.
similar kind of communal setup with friends being close, family being close, and kind of living like a similar kind of lifestyle around people that love you and care about you and stuff like that. You can go out with.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
the safety.
would you
Canada's very safe
and
too.
safety,
That's
right?
a big thing.
Right.
Canada's super safe, and people are super friendly and super loving
Yeah.
there too. So it's like, yeah. Canada has a great things, and like even like nature, like there are some beautiful places to go see.
Except the cold.
Except it's cold, and it's cold a lot of time, and I am very sensitive to the cold.
Mhm.
So like, I would love. I ideally I would like to live in like Latin America half the year and
Mhm.
Canada the other half, like for
Mhm.
summer. Summer is beautiful there. But I don't know if I'd want to live there all year round. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question.
I can just feel Canadian people hating me right now.
No,
No,
I mean,
I think they agree. I think they agree.
yeah, and you know, all this is just your experience and subjective, but yeah, I think sharing stories help. Like that's how we learn. That's how we expand our view of the world and life in general.
I agree. I just really, really like no matter what, I believe that nobody should stay in the same environment their whole life. There's only so much you can learn from being around the same people in the same place.
Yeah.
Like you want to expand, and the only way to expand is to meet different people with different values and different, worldviews. I highly suggest not staying with your own little community of expats. Like branch out, get to know people. There are some really great people. I know I talk a lot about, oh, I had a few, bad apples or whatever in my old business, but the one person that had my back, I mean, she's Costa Rican, and it's really important to have someone who will have your back and kind of guide you. Someone who's actually like really, really good-hearted and like wants the best for you. That's always nice to have, and there's so many of them too. I've met some wonderful people in Costa Rica and Paraguay and in Peru and in Canada, everywhere. Like you just want to be very careful who you deal with, basically, anywhere you go. So that being open-minded, being open to like just don't shut yourself down. Be open-minded even to like the different versions of you that you can be. I don't know if that makes sense, but like don't limit yourself to the things that you can do elsewhere.
Like allow even that potential that you don't know about at the time to happen and
Exactly. So many of the
blossom,
things
I
that
guess.
have happened outside on my travels, I never thought that I would be doing or would have changed so much, would have changed me so much as a person, or would have shed some light on things that I didn't know about myself. Like, it's a lot. I can go into a whole other subject, but I am definitely a whole lot more like extroverted here than I was the last few years in Canada.
Yeah? You didn't like
I was at
talk to
home
people?
most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's nice to have the old Alex back, that's for sure. And it's like on turbo.
Okay. Enhanced, I guess.
Enhanced, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And just like constantly learning. Like I think the best thing too is if you're young and everything and you're starting something new, like if you meet someone who can mentor you, even better.
Mhm.
Because there are so many things that I didn't like. Again, I keep saying this. There are things that I didn't know I was capable of. And then I was, I can do this. I can do that. I learned, like, you just learn. Just don't shut down. Like, basically be open to everything except for the bad stuff.
Right.
Say no to
Right.
drugs.
Okay, fair enough. There we go. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
There you go, kids.
There you
Yeah.
go, kids. No to drugs.
Right.
What else? There was something else I wanted to tell you.
So be open,
Be
allow
open.
yourself to blossom into things that you don't
Yeah.
expect to happen yet.
Yeah. Jump into opportunities, do the research though.
Right.
And yeah, get out of your bubble. Like don't stay with the same group of people. Go meet new people. Go branch out because there's always there's always something that you'll end up learning about yourself by learning about other people and their cultures and their values. So it's part of your own transformation, your own getting to know yourself. So
Why do you
nothing bad
think
about that.
Yeah, but like why do you think many people don't do that
I
from
think a
college?
lot of people too, because they don't speak the language oftentimes.
Okay.
So they just want to be around. Go learn it.
Mhm.
Go learn it. Like people love when like you try to speak their language, they support you. They don't, I don't know. They get excited about it.
Mhm.
I mean, like I speak Spanish and it's great and it opens so many doors. Honestly, it has opened so many doors for me. But I don't think I'll ever learn Guarani.
Fair
So,
enough. Fair enough.
like,
Yeah.
figure out what
Yeah.
you can and can't do, but still like learn something because at the end of the day, like we're social creatures and we want to
Bond.
interact, want to bond. And if you're just bonding with the same few people in your little circle, like you're missing out.
Mhm.
You're missing out on so much more. Like if you make a friend that's from here, they will take you places that nobody else knows about, right? Like you'll get to have other experiences. You'll get to have other adventures. And you never know.
So get outside of your bubble.
Get outside of your bubble. Don't get too comfortable.
Yeah.
Learn languages as much as you can wherever you go, even if just a little bit.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the clip. The full length of the episode is available right here. So go on, check it out.